Commissioners, I'd like to start the meeting by asking Commissioner Thomas if he would lead us in the invocation. Mr. Davis, would you lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
Father God, we thank you, dear God Almighty, heaven and power and name. Father, we thank you for this meeting. We thank you for those that are here, who are willing to participate in the county's business. Father, we ask that you conduct us and we do everything decent and in order, everything according to your will. Father, we also ask you to protect those who are fighting in harm's way that we can exercise this right. Keep them safe, bring them home, and pray that you will continue to bless Wayne County and grow and prosper in the Son Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Bill. First item on the agenda is the adoption of the agenda.
I need to strike F. The city and I apparently are in negotiations for that contract. And before I get y'all to approve that intergovernmental agreement between the city and Jessup, I need a little more what we've done. And then I need to change that. I'd like to change that to consider approved purchase limit for a fire truck in District 2.
Okay, I'll change the wording on that then. Anything else?
No, sir. That's it for me.
Commissioner? I'll make a motion to modify the agenda of meeting item F and modify item I to read a monetary limit. We'll get that.
I second.
Have a motion and a second. Discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hires,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox.
Yes.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes for the regular scheduled meeting on May 3rd and the call meeting on May 11th.
Mr. Chairman, I so move.
I'll second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Hires.
Yes. Item 6 on the agenda is presentations and announcements. Mr. Roberts, would you care to bring us up to date on the Veterans Memorial project?
Pass these out, let you take a look at them. It's kind of like fire we got going. And here's a copy of how the wall's gonna actually look when we finish. So I want to give you a little history real quick, it won't take me long. When I agreed to take on this project, I went and got Joe Arati to run with me. And so we went to the hospital and got approval for a place to put the wall. Out in the front there, it's gonna be real nice. And we called the company to come in and give us a look at how it was gonna look. And so there's so you can see how it's gonna look. And then we went to the board of directors of the veterans people and got them to put together a board. And they put together a board, made a board of directors, got a chairman, blah, 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 went right on down the line. And then we turned around and scheduled a dinner and an auction. And the speaker is going to be my son, Josh Roberts, former SEAL. He's going to bring some SEALs with him. And we're going to have a real nice auction, a silent auction and a public auction. So we did that, and then we left and went and seen Bob, visited with him, went through it, and then we left and went and seen Drew, and visited with him, and told him where we were at. And so phase 1 is going to be the walls that you see right there. They're going to be the walls. And I got some of those here. And then phase 2 will be when we sell the brick. You to buy a brick to have your name on it, and any veteran can buy a brick. And we'll put out the brick, and then phase 3 will be the finishing touches on that thing. The cost of the walls is gonna be $63,000.
It's a wall. Or it's only one.
Yeah, that's just one, there'll be six there.
Kevin's got the
Oh,
rendition to it.
Kevin's got some rendition. There'll be six walls there. And so, my son Josh told me, he said, Daddy, I'll raise that money for y'all when I come. He said, you can count on it. He opened it up and it's got this here. So, we think we're making really good progress. We're pushing along. And, we've had quite a bit of money given to us. We're selling sponsorships to have your name put on the wall saying, I sponsored this project. And I think we've sold 10 of those so far. So the guy at the monument place said, look, when you get at least half of your money raised, call me. I'll come and I'll start the project. And we said, okay, that sounds good. So we're hoping that after we get through now, let me tell you about the dinner. The dinner is being furnished by Wayne Memorial. It's not going to cost us $1. All the money we make at the dinner is going to be money we make. All the money we make at the auction is going to be our money. Everything we got going so far is not going to cost the veterans anything out of their pockets. So we got VFW, we got both posts, everybody is in. And we were talking about the other day, it's the first time ever we can remember all of them being in. And they're all in, so we're hoping for the best. We're hoping that we're gonna get this thing done, pretty soon, and you can see how it looks. It's gonna be beautiful. The hospital is gonna maintenance it, they're gonna keep it clean, they're gonna keep it lit up, they're gonna make sure everything goes like it should be, and we're gonna move when the first walls are built out there, we're gonna move 3,000 names out of the rec department. And once we get all that done, we'll take the one in the rec department down once we get all the names in there, and then the veterans will have a group. If other people want to come and put their name on it, they'll visit with them and just tell them what they got to do. So we're checking off all the dots.
Great.
We're pushing forward. It's not going to be. It's going to be a real deal. Look, it's going to be pretty.
and I can't get tickets to this thing.
You can go. You can call me and I can bring you a ticket. We can buy tickets at the door of the night of the dinner. You can buy tickets from any of the Veterans Association people. Larry Brantley, any of those guys.
There's a website on top for
They got a website, and we do have we just 2 days ago got a PayPal into the bank. So somebody calls and says, hey, I want to make a donation, we'll be able to tell them.
Is there a point person for people to call and make a donation?
All of them card. All of them card.
On the card.
She's the one handing all our paperwork.
It's good.
Thank you
We're excited about it. We're excited.
I appreciate you taking the lead on this, and I agree with you. It's the first time that all veterans groups have been on the same page with feeling like they got the full support of the commission behind them at the hospital. Thank you, Josh, for his participation.
Yeah, he's coming in and he says that they're going to bring 3 weapons that are high quality weapons. They're having them shipped in, and when they're thinking those weapons are going to bring a lot of money.
It's,
They're going to have the seal emblem on the top of them and a whole ball of wax.
that sounds good. Have you shared this information with both the media representatives? Yeah.
I spent some time with Drew, and we went and seen Bob.
But he has all this.
Yeah, Bob has all this.
All right.
And they've been doing real good helping us out.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're doing a great job. Everybody's on board. Okay. Item 7 on the agenda, citizens' concerns, having none. Move on to public meetings, none listed on the agenda, consent agenda, none, old business, none, new business, however, offers us some opportunities. Item A, under new business, consider approve the ACCG grant for the intern for the public defender's office.
Mr. Chairman, y'all approved this last year, but because of the pandemic, it was suspended. And it's the same grant that just got awarded. We just asked that you renew the vote on it, if y'all voted last year, it's for $2,600 instead, it's $2,607, I believe. It covers everything associated with an intern for the public defender's office. College student that meets all the qualifications, I think they have somebody picked. Mr. Jonathan Lockwood has been adamant about it and working real hard on it. Y'all approved it last year, we just suspended it, they just re-upped it for this year.
Okay. I entertain a motion to reapprove the grant for the intern.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Motion. Have a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary.
Yes.
Item B, consider approve the lifting of the ban on the out-of-town guests at Lake Grace that we placed on during COVID sanctions.
Sorry?
So I thought we already looked at all the things.
I think we should-
This is a formality, I think.
I make a motion to do it.
I'll second. Motion second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts.
Yes.
Item number C, consider approving facility and field rental guidelines and fees for the recreation department.
Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman requested this, and we worked with the rec department, Spec did a very good job with Christie and all to present y'all a new agreement. And I would ask that Mr. Eccles kind of give an overview if you would like, and answer any questions. Basically, getting a cleanup fee, a deposit, a key deposit, so the keys will return. The keys are not duplicable, and, just basically more of those kind of formalities. And reiterate what we already have in there. Mr. Eccles, do you have any other comments on that?
No, sir. I think my main concern was when we ran out, the fairgrounds out there. We've never actually went out there. Everybody's always just took advantage of it and went out there on their own, and the rec department has to go out there and clean it up. So I was wondering if this fairground is it going to be for everybody or just certain folks? Because like I said, tourism board uses it a lot. We have to go out there and clean up behind it, it's just, I was just wanting to get y'all's feedback on where we stand on renting this facility out. We don't have a problem with nobody. Our main concern is just cleaning up after these folks that don't pay nothing to use.
This proposed agreement says that everything comes to the rec department. That nobody has authority outside of what is in the new established authority. Just when you're going down there, everything on your left, including the tractor pull. And it's just a formality of making sure that there's a schedule out there, that everybody stays with the schedule, and that things are done fairly and above board. We don't have the resources to clean up after everybody. Not say everybody trashes it, but, limitation of our resources up there, we don't need to clean up.
Yeah, I spoke with the in office. She told me that she had to make sure they do clean up after themselves. No, I make sure it does all the cleaning up with my staff. Like I said, I know that the tourism board uses it a lot, and they leave their stuff out there, and you got to clean up around it, or if we remove it, we get in trouble for the law being called on for removing it, but that's just like me going to one of y'all's houses and leave my stuff there. If you're gonna rent it, get your stuff out of there, we can clean up. You know, I haven't, I know there's catfish something this weekend, but we haven't been out there, I haven't had time to go out there and see if anything's dirty or not, something like that. But most times it's already, you got to go up there and clean up for the next person who wants to use it.
Now, J.C. Landon and Fairgrounds, isn't that gonna fall under the authority?
The fairgrounds is not.
The fairgrounds will not, the fair building will not, nor will the J.C. Dunn at this point. Will not fall under the authority, or track area. Yep. What will fall under the authorities also is the ball field on the right, the location where the tower's at, the pavilion up on top by the campgrounds, and then everything down the hill.
And the authority is going, I assume that y'all are going to continue to maintain all of that after the authority takes over.
That's really between the authority and the rec department, once the authority takes over.
We got, we ain't gonna do that.
Okay.
What they will continue to maintain and keep up with is, like he said, when you top the hill, everything on the left.
My only issue is, personally, if the tourism board is there to draw people to Wayne County to fund, we get revenue on that, sales and buying stuff here. If they're not leaving it clean, I can see a pause to make sure they do get it clean, but I don't see charging them around. They're part of they're part of us, tourism boards. If they're not cleaning up, then maybe put a fee out there for that, they get back to it's clean. But charge them for it. Their job is to bring tourism.
Well, and all of these things are activities for people to do or places for people to go in Wayne County. We don't have a lot of things for people to do in Wayne County. I mean, if anybody with children will agree, and I'm right, Ralph, I agree totally on the deposit to make sure y'all don't have to go clean up. And if you do, you get compensated for it. But for us to charge, for people to go to the ball field or whatever, I mean, if we don't give them something to do, I mean, we've already talked about opioids and things like that. We have to give them something to do. Hunting, fishing, and balls is about all we have in Wayne County.
Well, do you want to make a motion that we accept this agreement as is with the exception of charging rent to the tourism board?
Let me make a motion,
And the track control people, if you're gonna do that.
Yeah, so agree with that. They're bringing
No, we don't have we already discussed, we don't have a motion.
yeah.
Let's move forward with a motion, then discuss it. If I can get a second, and then we'll.
I make a motion to accept this as is, with the exception of if it is a organization representing Wayne County, such as the track pool or the, tourism board. Dogwood Festival, they're not charged rental, only a deposit that's returned as long as they leave it clean. Is that correct?
Kid problem, that's not on me, but like I said.
With those three exceptions.
The only problem we have with this right here, we're trying to put a key fob on it because whoever's using it, if you don't charge them nothing, they go cut you off.
So we're asking for.
We can't get it out of the city.
The cleanup deposit and key deposit will remain. The only thing that will be alleviated is the rental charge
I agree with that.
for those three entities only.
That's fine.
Have a motion?
Yes.
Second?
I'll second.
Any more discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
One of the questions I had was, this is the ball fields, and you said it's ready for play. Is that going to include the ones that come out to practice and things like that, or is that?
That's just somebody coming to rent your fields for a tournament for the weekend.
Right. Is there any kind of difference in price for people who are live in Wayne County? Because if you really think about it, the people in Wayne County are the ones that pay
No,
for
that's
every bit
exactly
of
right.
it.
You know, it's like a bidding process, you know, what they tell you is, you know, we rent our fields here for $100. Well, you know, if we know the coach and the coach will go, we might do it for $50. You know, it's not a base fee. We have tournaments there for toys with cost. We let the guy do it for free because we give him back money.
We went to Hazelhurst
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, and there was a $10 car parking fee.
Yeah.
Well, I
Well,
paid for you.
But usually if it's a local person, we don't charge them, just like churches and stuff. They come out and use it in hospice, we don't charge them people that, nothing.
Is that typo about cleaning at 12 p.m. on there? So I mean, if they're events that night, did you mean to say in the morning? About 12 p.m.?
It says 12 a.m.
And that's what I'm saying. you mean 12 at night, or do you mean 12 at
Yeah,
midnight?
that's not normal.
But it's that, that's the hour actually,
We left,
is that what you meant?
What we do, it was
We left
12
8:30
a.m. is
this
in the
week.
morning.
in the morning.
It's more like right at midnight.
Yes, at midnight.
12 PM is lunch.
Yeah.
You mean by lunch?
So they need to have it
No,
cleaned
they
by,
need to have it clean by 12 midnight. If they rent it that night, they need to clean it, because there's times when Christie, somebody may be in that building Friday,
might have somebody
and
rent
there's
it
time that's gotta rent it
And I would-
Saturday, so they need to have it clean
I would
before
just,
they leave.
that's normal. To your point, there could be a case out there where it runs over. And leave that to the rec director to manage that. Any exceptions to the time frame over there will be left. to the-
They don't have a whole lot, it's just when somebody has it the next day, too.
You're just saying that you want them before they get done with their thing, they gotta clean up.
Let's clean up.
Yeah, that's all we do.
But Kevin, on talking about that, yeah, it's, local people, when they do rent our fields, we don't charge them, the church, we let them, just like if they wanna do it, rent our guard out there, we don't charge, people like churches and stuff like that.
right,
It's usually, these out of town people that just come in, wants to do a tournament, that we charge them.
okay.
Do we have any, wildlife cameras installed?
Yes, on fields, sir.
Do you have any wildlife cameras installed out there?
Surveillance cameras,
Huh?
wildlife
I mean, cameras installed,
Surveillance cameras.
surveillance cameras, yeah.
No, sir, we don't have a JC night yet, but we plan on putting some.
There's some down
We
at the landing.
got none at the landing, we got them everywhere else, but we don't have none at the top of the hill.
Yeah, because even though you've had the lots on there that they couldn't make
Right.
it themselves, somebody had the audacity to cut the chain.
Oh, yeah,
We need to prosecute somebody.
that's right. That's one problem we got with it, like I said, I don't care who rents it or who uses it, but the problem is, we're going to go clean it up, and then us having to go out there, and every time somebody wants to use it, we don't have a key to it, because our locks are changed.
The last question I want to ask is that whenever we have to use maybe the depot, are we charged to use it, county? Are we charged to use it?
I haven't done that, but I'm sure that if I talk to the city manager, we probably get you something.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that. If it's a governmental agency, we're all together with this thing, I'm
Right.
opposed to it. But they charge something. If you rent the depot out, something is charged.
I think I give you an example from last week, the River Canidi event, to discuss the grant.
Mhm.
We had to depot, I don't know.
I just want everybody to be treated the same.
Right, but they do rent out the depot.
Right.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion on Mr. Hickox's motion that we accept these rates and fees with the exception of charging the tourism board, the Dogwood Festival, traffic board. Any more discussion?
I think in this agreement here, Mr. Chairman, there is a requirement that insurance is in there.
Then if it's in the agreement, then that's, that's something that Mr. Eckel and Ms. Lambert can
And
talk
then
about.
also, Commissioner, the special events, to serve alcohol and, fireworks and, stuff like, I know they do fireworks at lake race and, stuff like that, because we should be having policy, no alcohol on premises, so, I think.
We're asking that anybody who wants to do that, it has to come before the board.
Right.
We're
That will remain the
asking
same.
that there's a special
They'll come before the board.
arrangement. It's been that way for a long
Right.
time.
Special circumstances will remain.
Good.
All right, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes,
Commissioner Hires,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item D on the agenda, consider and approve the bids for new dump truck.
Mr. Elton, Mr. Starling, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, the road department is in the need of a dump truck, and I tasked them with it, and they did a very diligent job with specking out a dump truck that fits their needs. They took it and took their lead operator and drove it. They took the maintenance department over there and in concert with them. So they've determined a vehicle, and I'll let Mr. Elton take that lead.
we did go and actually visit, 4 vendors this matter. We went to, Kenworth, Mack, Freightliner, and Peterbilt. And, we looked at what they had, we drew specs around that all of them could meet. And then we sent emails to them requesting bids, and we got 2 responses. We got a response from Peterbilt and a response from Freightliner. I think all of you probably have a copy of that. I did not request additional warranties on the vehicles. Freightliner did throw in an additional warranty. I didn't look into any detail on that. Typically, warranty looks good, then we start looking into the detail and find out there's a lot of fine print there that's not covered. It's hard to determine whether it's good, a good buy or not. So, we're not recommending that we buy a warranty, but we are recommending that we buy the Peterbilt truck at $129,441.
What warranty comes with it?
It's a standard 1 year, 100,000 miles.
Does it have the DAF system on it?
Yes.
And do y'all have?
Everything does.
Right, so, and y'all have other Peterbilts?
We've had a Peterbilt, we've got one now that's needed repaired, but it's 17 years old. So
Right.
We've had good service out of that.
And it does have the DAF system on it?
That's it, it have to be,
Right.
that's system on it. We've had Freightliners, they've done well. They all have a little bit of problem with theirs, but it's not been a big issue.
First page is 144, second page is
The
129.
biggest problem we've had with trucks has been the international.
Is the what?
Electrical problems mostly with international. They've been pretty tough. I say tough to maintain. But Peterbilt service the past has been good for us, Freightliner has been good for us. And like I say, Kenworth didn't bid, they told us up front, if we bid, we're gonna be $10,000 higher than anybody else. So they knew that going in.
And to the maintenance part of it, the Tim Martin was involved in the whole process
Yes.
from day one. And he's been part of that team of selecting this other area, and he bought off on your selection, right?
He actually went with us. And looked at every truck, every axle, make sure that's what we wanted. With the heavier axle, we tried to put the things that we thought in this kind of terrain, that would help.
Is this in the budget for this year, or is this gonna be next year? Because I saw it's a
This
2022.
is the swap.
Okay,
Okay, gentlemen,
I make the motion, we accept it.
Which swap? Which one?
block, special block. I'll second it. Any more discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hires?
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary?
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Appreciate your due diligence on getting those done.
I vote yes for him too.
Thank you. Buddy, that does not mean that first load on that dump truck goes to him.
Usually does.
Okay, item D, item E on the agenda, consider approving the subdivision, the road JV construction. I believe our county building inspector is here
Yes.
in case we need to call him for anything that's different.
Yes, that's it. Y'all get a copy of the plat?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is on Springbrook Road, gentlemen, if you get oriented with us. And there's no road construction, so there's no setbacks or anything, it's already established there, right?
It is flat. He gave us 10 foot around the outside edge for utilities like our new ordinance calls for. There's road frontage all the way around the subdivision that's existing. Everything's there. It's high ground. It's already had the soil scientist look at it. Craig signed off on the plat already, and everything's good. Our ordinance requires anything more than 5 lots to be approved by the commission, so we're presenting it to you. Danny's done a good job building. He's built 40 houses or more. I haven't counted them up. but he's done a good job, and he's been real good to work with. And,
With the access to that,
excuse me,
how to access to that.
I've-
Integrated, right?
Mr. Griffiths, this contractor has another subdivision going in Wayne County too.
Timberridge is almost completed. He has, 2 or 3 lots left, and he has to build on.
Yes, sir.
And, he's also built several houses in the city of Jessup, in a subdivision there. He went in and took it over and built several there. And he's also picked up several out in the county, in different places to build on. So he's,
Okay, so we got a good experience with him so far.
so far, we haven't had any problems out of Mr. Cody. Danny's not here, but his dad stepped in. If y'all got any questions about Danny, he'd be glad to support him.
But as far as the county is concerned, we met all the,
He's met all the
all our
requirements.
requirements.
Mr. Elton looked at the plat with me, and we checked everything off. We're ready to be recorded. If we get your
This
signature.
is gonna be a trailer in this house, stick built.
He's gonna build houses on each one of those lots in this house.
Is it got, I see it says well lots. Is it like each one?
He's already, talked with the water people, and they got approval and all that. They've got, another existing system right down the road that they're gonna tie in with, so they got backup. They were wanting this to happen.
So it's community water.
Yeah, the community water is one of the lots.
That's-
Are they gonna be required to, pave
Those 2 roads that are graded,
They're all existing.
okay.
Yeah. But there's nothing to check off on, once it's approved. They're pretty wide, they're pretty good shape. Me and Mr. Elton both rode out there and looked at them already, and they're pretty good roads out there. And
I'll make a motion, we go forward.
That's it. That's it.
Any more discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
yes,
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers.
Yes.
Can you make sure those people that buy these houses know that they live on a dirt road?
There you go. There you go.
Thank you, Mr. Griffiths. All right, item F, we omitted. Item G, consider approve changing the July's meeting date.
The July 5th meeting date is falls on a county holiday. So it's up to y'all whether, I think Tuesday is the city meeting. The 6th, okay, is it the first Monday, Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Or whether you want to go to the following Monday, either one.
Good call.
I agree. You want to make that a motion? You see those?
That's the 12th, is it not, Amanda?
no, good.
That's the following
Yeah,
Monday.
calendar there. So July 12th,
Make a motion.
Commissioner Thomas is considered as this count.
I'm gonna do it again, Thomas, but I can't call in. Okay.
All right.
Motion, make it 12. 17.
July 12th.
Need a second, any more discussion? Madam
who's
Clerk?
second?
Commissioner Roberts.
Commissioner Roberts,
Church.
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes,
Commissioner Hickox,
Yep.
Commissioner Myers,
No.
Commissioner McCrary.
No, I'll be at church camp.
Back up.
let's do something else then.
All right, that motion failed to carry because 3 of our commissioners, or 2 of our commissioners have other things going on, so that's the reason I started out no vote. Let's back up and regroup and consider another date.
Kevin, you gonna be at church camp?
Yeah. How about Wednesday, the 7th?
Yeah, that carried.
I thought Kevin
It was,
was.
yeah, you had, Commissioner Roberts, Commissioner Thomas, and Commissioner Hickox voted yes. Excuse me.
Well, I'm not gonna be here, I can call in, but I'm not gonna be here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, did not carry.
That's
Voted no, yeah.
Okay.
That's correct.
So you voted no, Wood?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought 3-2 carried.
Y'all follow me, y'all keep up with me now, we'll get through this meeting. All right, now, let's back up and regroup.
I would say do.
Are y'all
How long we
on
gonna be?
Wednesday?
How long we be on church again?
10 days.
Good night.
Starts on the 8th,
Are y'all on Wednesday?
This is 7th.
7th.
That's my birthday.
Is that?
I'll buy you a cupcake, we'll have it down here.
We're bringing a cake.
Let's don't do it on Ralph's birthday, let's don't do Ralph's birthday, how about Thursday the 8th?
Thursday, guys?
They starts camp on
Wednesday,
that.
obviously get. Care about the time, so.
It, I mean,
How about the sixth? Are you gonna do how about the sixth? Tuesday?
That's good.
We have any city meetings on?
Bob is gonna be the only one in conflict.
Can't meet someplace one time.
You voted no?
I don't have a vote.
Oh.
Y'all do what you gotta do.
I think if church can't start saying there, and with all due respect, the commissioner has a birthday.
I'm just kidding, I don't care about my birthday.
Yeah.
It's my birthday, I still don't care.
Actually, it's over.
It's another day.
Or do the fifth. I mean, if you wanna do the fifth, that's just that's a county holiday, but still, I mean.
All right. You wanna make a motion on the 6th, or we take?
You go ahead, I'll follow.
All right, I'll make a motion, we have our July rescheduled meeting on the 6th,
It's 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Second.
All right, any discussion?
July sixth.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Thomas,
I'll be first. Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Hires,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts.
No. Yes, I'm just.
Okay, item H, consider approving out J.C. Lennon to the motorcycle group. Mr. Jefferson?
Do I have representatives of, you mind coming up here and speaking to the board, please, sir, and state your name?
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Sean Healy. I am the charter president of the Jessup Charter of the New England Motorcycle Club. Thank you for having me here today. A little background story about us. We have been here in the community for 10 years. We've had a charter here since 2010. I've heard some people tell us, I never knew you guys were here. That's a good thing and a bad thing, I guess. It's a good thing because, you know, we haven't been in any trouble. It's a bad thing, I guess, because we haven't been in the community enough. So, since I took over the presidency about 1.5 years ago, my mantra was to make sure that we embed ourselves more. Since then, we have done a lot of things. We've been in the paper a lot. We've done a special meal for the staff at the Wayne County Hospital right in the middle of the COVID epidemic. We went ahead and catered food for them right there on the property. We did that coordinating with the executive staff there at the hospital. We do Mission 42. We donate and do rides for Mission 42, which is a organization that battles veteran suicide. We just recently donated money for them. We just did the hospice ride with Mr. Pablo, which was very good. That ended there at VFW. This past year, we were really involved with the Wayne County Toy Drive. I don't know if you saw us out there, but some of our members were out there in colors, actually picking up and delivering boxes from different businesses, taking it back to the fine food there in the office, and then bringing it back out there. On top of that, we also donated, we had our brothers come together and donate a bunch of presents, unwrapped presents, and also some money to them as well. We also went ahead and organized a ride for a young man a couple years ago who lost his arm in an industrial accident here in town. I say that because here in the past 2 years, we really have been in the community, doing a lot of good things for the community. And one of the things I talk about is, to my guys, is we support our community, we support those who support us. I came here today in my colors, my brother here did not, but I did because this is who I represent tonight. When I leave here tonight, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to go to Fort Stewart around the lead law enforcement officer there on the base. And so I am a police officer as well. If you want a good pizza or movie, go to Ralph's. But, he didn't pay me for that.
How much you paid him for that?
So a backstory on this. So we're part of Region 9. Region 9 covers 3 states. It's North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. We're the only charter of the Underwood Motorcycle Club in Southeast Georgia. So there was, every year we have different locations where we want the Region 9 rally to be held. So about 6 months ago, I said, I thought, well, why not have it here in our community, where we can have 300 to 500 people come in, support the economy by, going to gas stations, hotels, whatnot. And so I gave them the idea of how about at the fairgrounds, because at the time I knew that the fairground was up for rental. So they're like, yeah, go ahead and check it out, see what you can find out. So I called the recreation department, and I was told, September 11th, and I was told that weekend is open. And I said, okay, great, what do I need to do? Do I need to put down any money? What do I need to do? They said, no, you don't have to put any money down right now. It was done, I think, at the time, I was quoted $300 for the whole weekend, and we would have to put down money for a cleanup fee that we get back at the end, all that stuff. So I said, okay, great. Through the months, as the months went by, I would call periodically and check in. I was given the keys. I actually walked the property with Heather of tourism, and we had some ideas going on what we were going to do. We went ahead and started talking to food vendors and stuff, such like that. And about a couple of months ago, maybe, I got a call from Mr. Topple, who I don't know. I've never met him before in my life. And he had my number, and he said, this is who I am, I'm Caleb Topple with Hospice. I said, okay, sir, how you doing? He says, listen, I got your number from Recreation because I called because I too want to put on a concert that same weekend. And I was told by the ladies there at Recreation that you all had it that weekend, so they gave me your number. I said, sure, fine. So he wanted to see if I could switch my days, and unfortunately I couldn't, because at this point we had a bunch of brothers from around the 3 states that already put in for leave for work and already rented campers and stuff like that. So I told Mr. Pop, I'm sorry, I couldn't change my date at that time. And then he asked me, well, do you want to go in together to maybe make it a cooperative effort with the concert? And again, I told him I would love to, but unfortunately we are a motorcycle club, and we can't have all the people that we don't know, hanging out there. So anyway, not long after that, I'm told that the recreation department was not supposed to, or was not allowed to go ahead and I guess, schedule me for that, which I talked to Mr. Jeffers on the phone extensively, and he, fine gentleman, he apologized to me extensively. However, that didn't solve my problem. My problem was that now I have 3 states that have already put in time off for work, that have already made plans to be here. Now I have to go back to them and say, well, guess what, guys, can you come here now? So, so Mr. Jeffers said, hey, let me take it to the board. Let me try to, let me work it out, see what we can do, and then we'll talk about it later. So that's where we just wanted to hear.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
And so, just to make it, I just need to understand the event. There's no alcohol at all allowed on the park's premises without pre-approval of the board. So are you going to have great refreshments out there?
Sir, we are a motorcycle club. We are not going to sell alcohol. We are going to supply alcohol.
But you're going to consume it?
Yes.
It's not allowed?
That's correct.
That has to be approved by?
And then can I caveat off of that?
Yeah.
So when you talk about motorcycle clubs, understand we're not a 1% outlaw motorcycle club. we're the 99%. So in order for you to be in our club, you have to go through an FBI background check. So everybody who comes to this rally, who wears these colors, will not be felons. They will be, matter of fact, you have a better chance of not having felons at my rally than you would probably at a state fair or something like that. We also police our own. We will have portable breath tests out there. We will not let anybody leave the premises after they've been drinking or consuming alcohol to the extent where they can't drive or ride a motorcycle. We will have people at the gates. We will have hand washing stations and stuff like that. We will have all of this stuff. So basically, what I'm here for is to try to still have this rally here in our community. We would be in charge of all the cleanup. We would take care of the cleanup and stuff like that. I know this is a one-time thing. Well, not a one-time thing. I'm hoping that it's not a one-time thing. I'm hoping that this is something that can become an annual thing and get bigger and bigger as we go along.
Two questions. First of all, are you on military based? Are you on military based?
No, sir. We have all. We are all veterans. I'm a veteran. We have police officers, firefighters, EMTs, lawyers, doctors. We have electricians. We have all kinds, all races, all colors.
Second, what is exactly the rally? I've never been to a motorcycle rally. I mean, what do you do at a rally?
It's more brotherhood and getting together. We normally, the money that's generated in-house, we usually give. We have like what's called the NBBM fund, which is it's my brother before me, and it goes to like the state fund and stuff like that we use. But it's normally just for us to get together.
Mr. Beaver, if they're not going to be selling any alcohol, do the requirements then exist for the?
We were just discussing that. I thought that the special event ordinances also covered the consumption of alcohol on county premises, but I'm looking up our ordinance right now.
All right. We have an ordinance in place that states if you sell alcohol, there are several pieces of criteria you have to meet, including a revenue department check, a background check.
Basically a security check and make sure that everything's.
So that's my question to him is if consumption of alcohol doesn't fall under that umbrella, then.
That's great. I mean, there was talk about, when we were organizing stuff about actually selling alcohol, like on the premises to our brothers and stuff like that. And we kind of said, well, it's probably better off that we just supply it. I know that there's event licenses and event permits that we can get, and I'm not against applying for one if that's what we need to do.
Right, one of our ordinance says that a special event alcohol permit is required for any special event selling or serving alcohol that is held in the county. And so basically, they would just need to apply for the special event.
You said
Because I have that motion.
you're gonna have deputized officers there, like
That would be,
concerts, I have deputized officers.
that would be part of the special event application. I believe one of the requirements is that they meet with the sheriff and make sure that there's proper law enforcement available there, and the possibility of having to hire off-duty officers to attend if the sheriff sees fit. That was one of the processes of the special event ordinance.
So you got to apply for this ordinance, or this guidelines,
Especially
They have to buy bond, an insurance bond. I mean, there's just a few little caveats they have to complete. I think Ms. Hannah has an application at her office to fill out.
Mr. Eckel, is there a conflict right now on September 11th?
this is the 13th. Like I said,
It's this Friday, Saturday.
First started, I didn't know there was a conflict with nobody.
Okay.
I think we were just trying to figure out,
Okay, we're just trying to do it right way.
We all make sure, but
Okay.
we welcome out there, they can have.
Well, the alcohol just changes things a little bit.
That's what we was more concerned about.
Okay.
I didn't know nobody said the date, and they told me he can have the date, he's welcome to the date, there's no conflict. We just want to make sure that the alcohol, we covered ourselves,
Okay.
all the procedures.
I appreciate you.
I want to make a motion if y'all adhere to all the things that has to be done.
You got 3 seconds there, so.
I mean,
Take your
just
pick.
clarify this, Mr. Chairman, that's,
the Friday, the 10th of September, Saturday, and then you will be leaving Sunday.
Leaving out.
So 10th, 11th, 12th.
Yes,
Of September.
We're good, Ms. Davis?
I'm good. Yes, sir.
Sheriff, you got any other input other than that? You'll get a chance to review this?
Bring some money with y'all.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion?
That's your one question. What kind of back you ran?
I'm sorry.
What kind of back you ran?
Harley. Moving it.
74 Lexus back. All right.
Swing.
Oh.
Back, close.
Stay tuned.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Hires.
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes.
Thank you. And as always, sometimes you see some clarification on things and it works out.
I'm sure my neighbor will be down there and do what he said.
Okay.
If you will, see Miss Hannah at the county office, and she will guide you on what it takes to meet the requirements.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Item I, that's when we modified slightly to,
Mr. Chairman,
okay.
Mr. Johnson, would you mind coming a step forward up here? As you're aware, we've been taking a strong look at our needs for fire departments and volunteers. And we've developed this plan. We'll be bringing more plans to y'all as we get these things fine-tuned. But some of our trucks are aging, and to meet a ISO standard, that they get tested every year. The times on these things have deteriorated. And we've been religiously going out and looking at opportunities of fire trucks that are coming on the market that are used to meet our qualifications. We've had Richard, the fire chiefs that need them, and the maintenance department inspect these things. Well, we had one last week, and so we thought we'd put it on the list up there, but further inspection, I think it was 17 grand they wanted for it, or something like that. Obviously above my purchasing limit there, but in further inspection of there found that it was not what we wanted. And so we're asking that these things come up, and we're constantly looking, and we're asking to extend the purchasing limit up to $25,000 for a fire truck, used one, that we can come up above. Now, this fire truck that we're looking at replacing is in District 2, right, in Power Oakwood. Yes. Right. So, these things come up there, and they periodically come up. So, it's one of those things that it's not a bidding process. It is, if you find them, you get them out there, and we're just asking. The last one he brought in was $38,000, and we just feel like if we get a little more leeway on this one item, that we can find this.
I think Mr. Hickox answered your question in calling them used. In a lot of the cities, the fire trucks they have in those firehouses take daily runs, numerous. They're constantly leaving and going on runs. And they get a number of miles on them, city miles or whatever, they get taken off the road. So in our instance, that fire truck may be fortunate enough to rest in that station for weeks. I think the cities and larger counties just have to take them off their
requirements,
their inventory list after a certain number of miles in a period of time.
I would think, sir, I would think SWAS full.
Yeah, the couple we're looking at, we got a couple we're going to be looking at, but right now, that particular one, replaces our 1982. I mean, the thing's 39 years old. It barely lit 5 pump tests this year. And the guy told me, he said, it's probably not going to make it next year. So, I know in the past, we replaced the pump on a newer truck. It's $10,000. So, if we can buy a decent truck that's not 39,
The parts are not obsolete.
less than 25,000, we need to start looking at replacing something.
So these are not knocker trucks, these are.
These are flat sided engines. They're the actual fire engine, not the wood truck.
Right.
I understand they got a letter in today about the answer about the ISO situation, is that correct?
No, let's handle this one. All right, based on that criteria, I'll make a motion that we authorize the administrator, just for Mr. Johnson, to spend up to $25,000 on a used fire truck. Any event that they were up with time.
Thank you, sir.
Second.
Any more discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hires,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox.
Yes. Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay. On appointments, we have quite a few as well. Item A, Aging Advisory Committee, we have Ms. Ashley Orfield, terms expiring 6/30/2021. We have any nominations?
I actually spoke to Ms. Armfield and she's still willing to serve.
Okay, if she's still willing to serve, I think she's done a fine job. Mr. Bell, was on there. So I make a motion that we nominate Ms. Armfield to continue with her term. Again.
Second.
Motion second, discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Hires.
Yes. Item B, Aging Advisory Committee, also Mr. David Phelps, appointment term expiring 6/30/21.
He is not going to continue.
All right. Okay, Mr. Bell has chosen not to continue serving on that committee, but thank you so much for your service.
Yes.
And I know you serve on many other of our boards, and thank you so much for what you've done and what you did. Have any nominations on replacement for Mr. Bell?
Lowell Mallett. Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Yeah, I'll say.
Motion and second, any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Hires,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner McCreary. Thank you again, Mr. Bell. Item D, Hospital Authority District 4, Ms. Talitha Davis, term expires 6/30/2021.
Why did you skip
Yeah,
C?
it's actually,
I think,
it's the same thing.
Give the man that's been on all.
I'm sorry, I looked at the name and skipped right over the item. I'll go back up and see. DFAX Board Appointment District 2, Mr. David Feld. Like I said, you serve on many boards. I don't know how many hats you've got, to me several.
And he's gonna retire from that one also.
Okay?
And I spoke with him, and Miss Susan Delagal said she would be willing to take his place, so I make a motion.
I'll say it too.
Motion and second on Ms. Susan Delagal to serve on the DFAX Board. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Hires,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Phelps, your name on this page anymore, so I'm gonna skip over. All right, now, item D, Hospital Authority District 4, Ms. Talitha Davis.
Mr. Chairman, I spoke with Ms. Davis, and she's willing to continue to serve. She does an outstanding job. I can't remember whether she's chair or vice chair, but she does a great job. I want to reappoint her, and I think I got to name two more names.
2 more names.
Okay, I want to add Reverend Dale Moore to that. I was going to add somebody else, but he already texted me and reneged, so I won't call him out. I got a backup plan. I'm looking at Jason Powell.
Jason Powell. Okay, so you will, once we vote on those, you'll submit those three
I
names to the
submit those
hospital.
three
All
to
right?
the hospital and then they choose.
I'll second that. I'll second those three names.
Thank you.
Any more discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Hires,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes.
Hey, and Boo, you know to go ahead and send me that information.
Okay.
Okay, item E, Solid Waste Authority District 3, Mr. Darrell Beasley was the representative for Mr. Roberts' district, and unfortunately, we lost Mr. Beasley this past year. And we've probably waited a respectful amount of time to see if we can find somebody to fill his shoes, Mr. Roberts.
I'm gonna appoint Justin McDonald. His next one.
That's good.
All right. Justin McDonald. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hires,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox.
Yes.
Okay,
I'll call you and give you his phone.
thank you, sir. That's a good nomination.
Yeah.
On item F, these begin the appointments and nominations for our district representatives on the Public Works Authority, newly created authority by legislation. If it's okay with you, I'll just run on through District 1. I nominate a gentleman by the name of Mark Reddish. Mark holds an electrical engineering degree and also serves on the Omaha Federal Credit Union Board of Directors, so he has both finance experience as well as construction experience.
I'm gonna nominate Derek Beasley.
Let's keep it.
We do one.
We do one time. Let's do it.
All right, so who's second?
I did.
We have a motion, second. Any discussion on this, Reddish? Larry is for. All right, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Hires.
Yes. Sorry about that. I'm going to go by district. Mr. McCreary?
I'd like to make a motion that we accept Kent Fountain. I think everybody knows him and he has a lot of experience with finances and that's right.
All right, I'll second that. You did?
Yep.
Okay, we have a motion, second. Any discussion on that? By the way, I think he was just named vice chair of the North Sports Authority.
That's right.
All right, any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Hires,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary.
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts?
I'm gonna nominate Derek Beasley.
All right,
Works out in the mill, he's an electrical engineer guy,
I'll second that.
young guy.
All right, Mr. Derek Beasley for Public Works Authority District 3. I second it. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Hires,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts.
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
I'm gonna nominate, Ms. Beverly Leapart.
Beverly Leapart.
She's a retired educator. She's also very astute in law since her husband was an attorney for a number of years, so she knows a lot.
That's it. All right. Motion is second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Hires,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes.
My nomination is Mike Bill. He is tremendous amount of experience in city and county government, and I think he helped that here for us.
Thank you.
I did.
I second.
Commissioner Hires,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas, Commissioner Hickox.
Yes.
All right. Item K, Wayne County Omaha River and Leisure Services Authority, District 1. I'm going to nominate a gentleman by the name of Doug Lewis. He's got our Department of Natural Resources. Good.
I said,
All right. A motion is second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
yes.
Commissioner Hires.
Yes. Item L, Wayne County Omaha River and Leisure Services Authority, District 2.
I make the motion that we appoint Lindsay Thomas.
Good choice. Okay, second. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary.
Yes.
Item M, Wayne County Oklahoma River Legal Services Authority District 3. Mr. Roberts?
Larry Brent.
Okay.
I'll say,
All right. Have a motion second, any discussion on this present? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox.
Yes.
Okay. Item N, Wayne County Oklahoma River Legal Services Authority District 4. Thomas?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to appoint Jason Powell. He's an educator.
Powell,
Powell, P-O-W-L-O. He's an educator, certified administrator.
Okay. Second motion. Any discussion on that, Powell? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
yes.
Commissioner Myers.
Yes.
My nomination is she's on the, already on the on board already, so it should be an asset, and I think she's chair of this, so we can, Nikki Thompson.
Second that. All right, for District 5 Representative, Mr. Hickox nominated Ms. Nikki Thomaston with a second on the discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary.
Yes.
Gentlemen, on item P and Q, if I'd like for you to consider, I'll make this in the form of a motion that we ask the 5 appointed authority members to discuss this and recommend 2 members to fulfill the at-large seats.
Sounds good to me.
Do I have a second? I have a motion second. Any discussion on that?
You got to separate them out? So second motion.
I'll do it individually. On item P, I'll make a motion that we ask the newly appointed members of the authority to make a recommendation on who to fill the first at-large seat for that authority.
I'll second both.
All right. Have a motion second discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts.
Yes.
Item Q, I'll make the same motion.
I second.
Discussion.
For the board.
There's one. Several
Yeah,
recommendations. It's 13.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. I was with the county administrator.
Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna lend my time to Mr. Donnie Ray. He has a little announcement that he would like to share with y'all, and it's a positive thing. They worked real hard on it, and I'll let him speak from that.
We got a couple things coming in this weekend and this morning I want to share with y'all. First off, for the last couple months, we've applied for Storm Ready community. We got a nice little certificate this morning. What Storm Ready is, it's through the National Weather Service and also the Georgia Storm Ready Advisory Board. We did interviews with them and we made all the criteria in order to be a Storm Ready community.
Great.
To read to you real quick what Storm Ready is. Storm Ready uses an approach to help communities develop plans to handle all types of extreme weather from tornadoes to weather storms. The program encourages communities to take a new proactive approach to improving local hazardous weather operation by providing emergency management with the clear-cut guidelines on how to improve the hazardous weather operations. And what you have to make this is you have to have established a 24-hour warning point and an EOC room. You have to have more than one way to receive severe weather warning or forecast to the public. You've got to create a system that monitors weather conditionally locally, promote the importance of the public readiness through community seminars, and also have a weather plan, which we do. And this is good for 4 years. We've been in it before, but we reapplied and we got approved over the weekend. I want to share that with you. Congratulations.
Great, thank you.
Appreciate it. A lot of work.
Thank you.
Second, go all the way back to 2017. Y'all remember that storm that come through here called Irma? They messed up 32 roads and almost 33 miles of ditches. I wrote down notes from Mr. Elton and them gave me. Well, back then we received on category A, which is debris removal. We got about $106,000, a little bit over $106,000 for it. And protective measures, we got a little bit over $40,000 for it, and then for roads, we got about $88,000. Well, back in February, they come to us, and we did the paperwork, and we got approved for additional, and we would have received this was $35,459. But the same day they contacted and said we still had money on the table for roads. So Mr. Elton and Buddy and Angie Parker, myself and Sharon have been working on it a couple months now, trying to get it all ready. And she contacts this morning and says GEMA has approved us for final inspection, which is to be dispersed to Wayne County for the total of $198,123.41.
Great job, great job.
That takes a lot of work. Sharon took a lot of minutes on the computer, putting all this in, the information they got us to the roads. It was a big effort between all of us. Now, once we get that done, we actually now have a new program they got called DAC, which is Direct Administrative Costs. Yes. For the department that done this, they were going to give a small percentage to EMA for hazard mitigation and improving our facility. That's what we need. So we'll be doing that as soon as we get this next money. We'll be doing this. So,
Good enough that you have a program for repairs, Tim.
yeah. Jennifer.
You got empty the gas out when it rains.
That's right. Yes. And last but not least, tomorrow, y'all know we've been doing a hazard mitigation plan for the next 5 years. Our last meeting is tomorrow at Polytech Building at 10 a.m. We'll have lunch served in between the two meetings. We're going to do our 4 to 5. And once we get done with that, it will be sent to FEMA to be approved for our next 5 years.
All right, thank you, Dr. Ray, for fine job, appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr.
Okay, under items with the county commissioners, I want to thank Mr. Elton Buddy for the fine job y'all do. We got some trying times right now on these roads, it's rain, thank you for everything you do. Mr. Beck, thank you for your addition to the deal. Give a lot of good compliments.
May I add something, because you have an announcement, if I may, that here, this weekend, what are you holding?
I'm hosting the District 2 boys and girls district baseball softball tournament in Bilmark Farm. We start Friday at 5:30. We go Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 47 teams from the district. This is also the first time that one agency has hosted both tournaments at one time. So it's kind of a challenge to us. So we get prepared right now for it, and then the following week we host 1,700 girls state championship. We have 8 teams coming in from all over state Georgia. So we got our work cut out for us. We're excited to have this, and we're ready to show off our facilities tonight.
Awesome.
Cover stuff.
Sir?
Mark's gonna cover.
Bob's gonna do he's gonna broadcast the business, and I think he's gonna come back and do the senior girls and the new state. So, we got our hands, we ready.
Now,
There you go,
Good
guys.
job.
I'm down, Bob.
Appreciate buddy up here for giving us all the dirt out there, too.
Yeah.
That's why you got the dump truck.
Sheriff, I'd like to commend your guys. They got my truck back. Everything all on my feet, so I appreciate the job they did. It just so we get to recover. Of course, on everything else, you did your announcement with chief of police. Several announcements. Good job. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I tell you, if we could just put up fences at the county line. Yeah. And get rid of about 200 heads that I hand picked, we'd have a wonderful neighborhood.
That's all.
Good for the stove. Yeah, me too. I have one stove that belongs to him.
vote, sorry. Commissioner McCreary?
Yes. Oh, I thought we were still appointing me.
You vote on yourself?
I know Richard had said something about a Amber Alert that correlated with weather, and we were gonna be able to do.
Yes, outreach.
Does that go back to you, or?
Yes.
Have we made, I know I'm putting y'all on the spot.
Well, it's actually between us, the sheriff, and 911. We all
Okay.
got access to it.
Any idea when that will be?
Oh, it's active now,
It
we've
is?
been actively,
So anybody's cell phone will be alerted if we have one
if they
out?
sign up.
Have any of y'all got barcode here?
I have one, if you come by the county office, there's one, it's a barcode or a.
QR code.
Yes, you can scan it in, anybody, once you do that, it'll be on your phone.
We actually have some at the office.
We got them at office, any county office has them.
Okay, so then somebody else, so I guess everybody's gonna have to have that?
Yes.
Right, and
For their
we have
phone to
more
work.
of those, if somebody wants to put some at their business, we have more of those.
They've been really good
Give those.
about distributing those throughout the county, those codes.
The hospital has them, a stack of them, and it's also on our Facebook page, so they can actually go to the page and see it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all I have.
Commissioner Roberts?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate all y'all are doing. Appreciate what you've done for us. Thank you, bud. Thank you, Bob.
Commissioner Thomas?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I also want to give sentiments to Mr. Elton Blake for putting the speed times up, speedy as it was in my district. Thank you so much for the job you did. We have the best kept roads probably in Georgia, and I visit our county. My task right now is, and it's an honor because I was asked to read it, being the ACCG at-large representative, which I represent all 159 counties. And I had nothing to do with this, but this is from our president, Mr. Steve Taylor. And I was asked to read this tonight, and it's an honor to read it. The Honorable Herschel Howard, Chairman of Wayne County Board of Commissioners, P.O. Box 270, Jessup, Georgia, 31598. Dear Herschel, as the newly installed ACCG president, one of my first tasks is to appoint the chair and vice chair to lead ACCG's 7 standing policy committees. It's 7. Based upon staff recommendation, your active participation with the association, and your demonstrated leadership, I am hereby appointing you to serve as vice chair of the Revenue and Finance Policy Committee for the year of 2021-2022 policy year. The vice chair commitment commences with your active participation in the policy development process. This summer, policy committees will be conducted subcommittee meetings as needed, with the full committee meetings scheduled for August and September to provide multiple opportunities for membership engagement. We plan to hold one meeting in North Georgia, one meeting in Central Georgia, and a virtual meeting. You will be leading your policy committee meetings with staff support. As the vice chair of the ACCG Policy Committee, you are also now a member of the ACCG Policy Council. The Policy Council will meet this fall to review the recommendations of the 7 policy committees. The recommendations finalized at this meeting will be presented for the legislative session. The policy committee conducts weekly calls to hear briefings from policy staff, to formulate official ACCG positions on legislation, and to discuss other timely issues impacting Georgia counties. The work done by the policy committee forms the foundation of ACCG's lobbying effort. It is critical for the committees to have strong leadership, which I am confident we will provide. I am certain you will find this experience informative and very rewarding. If you have any questions about the Revenue and Finance Committee responsibilities, please contact your committee staff representative, Larry Ramsey at ACCG. Thank you for your service to our association and to the state of Georgia County. Sincerely, Steve Keller, ACCG President, Bartow County Sole Commissioner. Congratulations, Mr.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. I didn't seek it, I don't know what's found me. We'll see. Thank you. Mr. Nichols?
I want to thank Rainier and Comores and the Waynesboro Hospital. We've paired it together to provide free movies every morning, 7 days a week to anybody that wants to come. They sponsored it, they paid for that portion of the morning. This last 2 weeks has been Rainier. Comores has the next 3 weeks. I think they're going to use a job fair combo with that. They still need help. And then Wayne Memorial usually took a full month of July. So you can bring your kids out in the morning. Each one of those days, it's free for the kids and adults. Popcorn's not free, but that is. I want to, sir?
Walk in.
That's the walk in Stratford. Yeah, Stratford. It's just a give back and a rough year cut bit. Get out and I already have the 7 people in rows, so we're pretty safe in the way with that. Then my staff sanitizes every street out there every single time, so it's essentially big. Come on with it. I also want to thank Mike Roberts, Commissioner Mike Roberts. That man, you've done an outstanding job on this. One more. That's just off the chain. Maybe pair up and I can do a military movie like Sniper or something like that. They're out in and doing it as a charity for that as well. That issue I mentioned, everybody shrugged off. It's something we don't want to wait on that. And last, thank you. I can't say as many times as you, but thank you to Dad for what you're doing out there. Those are the kind of things I love to see. It's not just doing for kids, it also is doing for the community. It brings revenue. They come watch movies. They eat in the restaurants. They stay in the hotels. That alleviates the pressure off the taxpayers by having that kind of stuff. And we went years there where we weren't getting anything. But you making what you've done to the park, we got clean and nice. I've been out there. Just I always do some of the referee calls on my son compared to my team. I think I might could. They wouldn't listen, especially with my Eddie.
I haven't thought about it.
Yeah. But other than that, I thought really good. But again, thank you for what you're doing to bring revenue and take care of kids. Thank you.
Thank you. Executive session, we have none, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move, Mr. Chairman.